In this video, I'm going to share with you how to get the listing every single time you go on a listing appointment. I know that's a big, bold statement. And the reality is, yes, you may not get the listing every single time you go on a listing appointment, but the reality is you could become someone who's really taken 80% of the listing appointments they go on are converted into actual listing takens. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing that you got to do is you got to build a very strong listing presentation. You got to build a very strong listing presentation. And in this video, we're not going to cover the entire listing presentation. We're going to cover a lot of what happens before the listing presentation, which will dictate how you do your listing presentation when you show up. So what I'm really talking about here is mastering the art and science of pre-qualifying. Look, there's 6 things that you should be pre-qualifying for. You should be pre-qualifying for wants, needs, problems to solve, ability, timing, and authority. These are 6 things that will give you a competitive edge. But if you really want to take things to the next level, then you should be pre-qualifying for how does this seller think so I could impact their thinking? How does the seller make decisions so I could impact how they make the decision? How does this seller process information so I can deliver my presentation within their style of process that they use to be able to make it a no-brainer conversation that says, list with me. I know what I just shared with you is a lot. I know it's a lot, and it's something that requires a lot of work. If you need more help mastering just what I shared with you so far, then I want you to check out the links in the description below for more resources on how we could help you take your business to the next level. So on to the next thing that I want you to do in pre-qualifying. There's a very important question that I want you to ask every single one of the sellers before you go on the appointment. I want you to write this exactly the way I'm giving it to you right now. I want you to ask them the question, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, tell me specifically what is it that you are looking for in a real estate professional like me. Now, listen and watch how I did that. Tell me specifically what is it that you are looking for in a real estate professional, and then pause and say, like me. This is an embedded command for them to like you. This is a very advanced neuro-linguistic language pattern that is very, very hypnotic and effective. So here what you're trying to do is you're trying to get them to tell you 3 things is what you're looking for. What are 3 things that you are looking for in a real estate professional like me? Why do we want to know this? Because now we know exactly how they are going to go through selecting the right agent to represent them. They're looking for someone that's going to give them A, B, and C. So when you show up to the listing presentation, you will incorporate into your dialogue, into your whatever you're communicating, into your presentation, how you are going to take care of A, B, and C. And I'll show you a very advanced strategy on how to do that in just a moment. So when you get to the appointment, what I want you to do is I want you to use a lot of strong assumptive language patterns. You got to learn to use assumptive language patterns to speak in a way that says, hey, we are going to be working with each other. As an example would be like you could be sitting on a listing presentation. You could say, Mr. Seller, as the agent that you have selected to represent you, I'm sure you want to know what it is that I'm going to do to market your property. Let me show you. But see, they haven't selected you yet. Like you're in the middle of your presentation, but you are speaking in a way that we are going to be a team and we are going to be working with each other. So use a lot of assumptive language patterns. The second thing I want you to be focused on is creating a very strong connection. Very strong connection. How do you get them to like you? How do you get them to respect you? How do you get them to trust you? How do you get them to have that gut feeling that who you are is exactly who it is that they are looking for to represent them in the sale of their property? There's an art and science to doing that. And if you need help mastering exactly how to do that, then I want you to click the link in the description below and schedule a one-on-one strategy session with me so I can show you exactly how to do that. So the third thing I want you to do is ask a lot of open-ended questions. Do your best to stay away from tie downs. Tie downs are an example of a tie down is like, isn't that what you want? Wouldn't that be great? Like instead of saying, Won't that be great? And they just say yes. Ask an open-ended question, something along the line of like, hey, based on what I just shared with you, what do you think would actually happen? Get them to tell you what you want to say. So clearly you're beginning to notice that there is a specific way to say specific things that create the ultimate result. And chances are, if you're not creating the results that you are wanting to be producing, is probably because you're saying the right things in the wrong way. So there's that. Now we're going to take this to the next level. After you've already identified the 3 things, enter the mind of a seller. What does every seller want? What does every seller want? They want, number 1, they want to sell their home very quickly. Number 2, they want as much money as they possibly can get. And number 3, they want, the least amount of hassle throughout the whole entire selling experience. So if they want these 3 things, there's 3 other things that they told you they're looking for in a real estate professional. We gotta learn to tie them together. So for example, let's say they said like the 3 things where we want someone that's got good marketing. Okay. Let's say they said they want someone who has strong negotiation skills. Okay. And they want someone that, they could, trust, for example. So those 3 things. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to copy word for word exactly what I'm about to say, and you're going to fill in the blanks. You're going to say something along the line of like, one of the main reasons why most people hire me is because of, and you're going to fill in the first thing they said to you. In this case, they want someone who's got good marketing. So one of the main reasons why most people hire me is because of my marketing plan of action. And what that means for you is we get to sell your home very quickly. Do you see what we did? We tied what they said they want, marketing, to the other thing they didn't even say they want, which is to sell their home quickly, which we already know they want to do. And then another one would be, hey, one of the main reasons why most people choose to work with me. So I altered the words a little bit. One of the main reasons why most people choose to work with me is because of my very strong negotiation skills. And what that means for you is more money in your pocket at closing. Do you see what I did? I tied in what they said they want, which is someone that has strong negotiation skills, which is the other thing that they really might not have told me, but I know they want it, which is more money. See, using these kind of language patterns is what takes things to the next level. I have a client by the name of Nelson that took his first listing in the first 24 hours by applying these strategies. Edith took her first listing in the first 7 days by applying these new learned skills. We have Donna that took 22 listings in 9 months by applying these very strong language patterns. We have Melissa that made an extra $150,000 in just 90 days by applying these strategies. We have Mike that went from taking 1 listing a month to 1 listing a week by applying these very strong language patterns. So how do you develop that skill? Check out the links in the description below and find out exactly how you can create that for yourself. So I hope you've taken note on the exact steps and the exact scripts that I've shared with you here today. And I want you to apply these as fast as you possibly can. I want you to master these as fast as you possibly can. And in doing so, you too can start taking 1 listing every single week and listing over 80% of the appointments you go on. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.